Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is Jay, and I am your StriveScan facilitator for this evening. We are super excited to have you all here coming on into this virtual college fair because we have 6 great schools who are here to learn and share all the different things that they have in just 6 minutes. So it's going to be quick. They're going to be able to get you a lot of info, but we are super excited to get started. Again, my name is Jay. I am a StriveScan facilitator, and welcome to the Regional Admission Counselors of California Virtual College Fair. So just a few housekeeping items before we get started here. There is a Q&A button that you do see at either the top or bottom of your screen, and that's going to be how you can actually communicate and ask questions directly to our presenters. The only request we have is that you ask and state the school name in your question so we have the right person answering the right question for you. Now, just so you know, you can see and hear us, but we cannot see and hear you. Your microphone, your audio are all completely off, so no worries there. Also, this is just one of many different sessions happening, so we'd love for you to register for more and learn about more great schools who are part of this awesome organization. And this session is being recorded. So within about 1 week, we will be able to go back to strivescan.com/RACC, and you can get this recording if you need to follow up with anyone here, get contact info, or there was just something you lost in your notes. Regardless, you can definitely get that recording. I'm gonna stop talking and turn it over to our presenters. And the first person we have up tonight is with Northern Arizona University. Come on up.
Hi, everyone. My name's Susan Maxwell, and I'm with Northern Arizona University, which is in Flagstaff, Arizona. I'm personally based in Northern California, and I work with students from Northern and Central California. So let's start by talking about Flagstaff, Arizona's coolest city. We're at 7,000 feet elevation, so it's different than other parts of the state. We have 4 distinct seasons, and yes, there's snow, rain, and thankfully lots of sunshine. We've actually never hit 100 degrees before, so the temperatures are pretty mild. Flagstaff is also an awesome college town. You can walk to a lot of shops and restaurants. It's also an amazing place for stargazing, and we do have a couple observatories in town. And really, there's so much to do outdoors. So we have been ranked a best college town for mountain biking. We're a happy city, and overall, just a great place to go to school. So here's where Flagstaff is. We're about 2 hours north of Phoenix and 90 minutes south of the majestic Grand Canyon. So coming from California, you can definitely make the drive. Could be short or long, depending where you're coming from in the state. But you can also take a quick flight. A lot of our California students will fly into Phoenix and then take a connector flight to Flagstaff. As I said, there's so much to do outdoors. Within the city of Flagstaff, there's the urban trail system. So that's over 50 miles of pathways that you can check out. There's a great art scene. So there's museums and art galleries. And we're about 15 miles from a ski resort. So if you're into winter sports, it's easy to get into that. And there's other nearby destinations like Sedona and Oak Creek Canyon. And you can see a mountain range from our campus. Those are the San Francisco peaks, and Humphreys Peak is the tallest at over 12,000 feet. So let's cover some basics. We were founded in 1899. We have about 21,000 students in Flagstaff and 30,000 students overall. 34% of our students come from out of state or from another country, and California is one of our top feeder states. We have a diverse student body with students joining us from across the country and internationally and from all different backgrounds. About 25% of our students identify as Hispanic, 46% are the first in their family to attend college, and over 100 Native American tribes are represented on our campus. Living on campus is an option for all students. It's not a requirement, but about 90% of our first-year students do live on campus. We have a lot of great traditions. One of them is the running of the freshmen. So you can run across the football field at our first home football game. We also have a really fun homecoming carnival. Plus, there's so many ways to get connected, to have fun and stay active. There's over 400 clubs and activities. We have a Greek system. We bring special guests to campus. And there's a lot of ways to stay fit and active if you're into that. We have 15 Division I athletic teams. Most of them are in the Big Sky Conference, but our water sports are in the Western Athletic Conference. And our men's cross country team, let's just say they're fast. They've been national champs for a few years. And our women's swimming and diving team have also seen their fair share of success. So let's talk about academics, which is what college is all about. We have close to 100 undergraduate degree programs. Average class size is about 35 students, and the student to faculty ratio is 19:1. There's plenty of ways to get involved in research, do an internship, or study abroad. Now, today we don't have time to go through all of our 100 programs, but when I'm done talking, I'll put our admission brochure in the chat, and that has all of our programs. But briefly, let's touch on a few of our popular majors. So again, we have close to 100. So these are just about a dozen or so where we see a lot of interest. So from the sciences to arts, nursing, hotel and restaurant management, these are just a few of our programs that students study at Northern Arizona. We also have an honors college that has about 1,500 students. So this provides a smaller, more personalized experience. And students do need to apply for the honors college. But first, you would want to be admitted. So these are our first year admission requirements. We focus on 16 core classes and the grades that you receive in them. We're test score optional. We have rolling admissions, and we're always looking at an unweighted GPA from these classes. And it is okay to be missing a class, but you can't be missing a math and a science class or 2 classes from the same area. We also welcome transfer students throughout the year, so you can join us as a first year or as a transfer. And good news, everyone from California automatically qualifies for the WUI rate. So that's the Western Undergraduate Exchange rate, which is a little under $16,000 per year, significantly lower than our non-resident rate. Plus, we have some scholarships of $5,000 and $6,000 that our WUI students can qualify for. Also encourage you to apply for financial aid and look for other scholarships. We have a really helpful and informative virtual campus tour that I hope you can check out. And I'm going to wrap things up here. Thank you so much for your time. We're all over social media, and you can follow up with us at any time. Thanks, and have a good evening.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susan. Really appreciate that. We're going to move along to our next presenter now with Clarkson University.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me share. Hold on one second. Terrific. Again, my name is Sue Bynum, and I represent Clarkson University. Clarkson is in the beautiful college town of Northern New York, up in Potsdam in Northern New York. It's about 20 miles from the Canadian border. It's about an hour from Ottawa and about 2.5 hours north of Syracuse. Most students actually fly into Syracuse and then get a ride up to campus, but close enough to Ottawa and in Canada to actually do some visiting, which is great. I'm actually a Clarkson alum. I live now in the San Francisco area, and after working in industry for many years, I now work with admissions at Clarkson to promote interest in the university with California high school students and counselors as well. So I think Clarkson is really a great option for California students interested in engineering, technology, business, and other career-focused programs, but looking for a smaller, more supportive environment. Clarkson has only about 3,000 students and less than 1,000 graduate students with an 11:1 student-faculty ratio. Students actually apply to the university, not a specific school or major, and none of Clarkson's programs are impacted or limited. This really builds a cooperative, supportive academic environment and provides more flexibility for students to customize the programs or change majors if they'd like. About half of our students pursue one of 8 engineering majors in the School of Engineering. But in addition, we offer 12 engineering minors and concentrations, which really, and some examples are biomedical engineering, architectural engineering, or structural engineering. So these are for students that want a little bit more specialization, which seems to be a trend with engineering programs these days. One of the most unique programs I like to highlight in our School of Business is the engineering and management major. It's actually accredited as both an engineering and business major. It's a nice blend of both programs and similar to a dual degree program that UC Berkeley offers now. Other business majors include global supply chain, business analytics, and innovation entrepreneurship. Our new Shipley Center for Innovation is a real focal point for entrepreneurship across campus for both students, faculty, and even alums. The Institute of Sustainable Environment has gained popularity with global focus on climate change and includes majors like environmental engineering and environmental science and policy. And in lieu of a semester abroad, students can actually spend a semester in the Adirondack Mountains near Potsdam to focus on environmental studies and research for the whole semester. Our School of Arts and Science offers a wide range of programs, including computer science, biomolecular science, digital arts and science, and social documentation. Biology is actually a popular major, as many of our students actually enroll in pre-professional health tracks like pre-med, pre-occupational therapy, pre-physical therapy, and pre-physician assistant programs. We also offer graduate programs in occupational therapy, physical therapy, and physician assistant if students want to stay at Clarkson to complete those accreditations. Lastly, all of our majors require an internship, co-op, or research project, as we want students to get hands-on experience in their field of study. We encourage students to talk to faculty about research opportunities, even as freshmen. Clarkson hosts over 200 companies twice a year for our career fairs, where students can talk to industry representatives about both intern and full-time opportunities. And yes, we did have virtual career fairs over the last year because we obviously couldn't meet in person. Being here in Northern California, I do work with other local alums to provide contacts for students to get summer intern jobs and full-time positions as well here in Northern California. I want to talk a little bit about student life at Clarkson. First, Clarkson offers 55 study abroad programs in 28 countries around the world, and you can check our International Center on the Clarkson website for more information. Being in Northern New York, we're a big hockey school with both men and women Division I hockey teams. The women's hockey team actually won the NCAA Frozen Four championship the last 3 times in the last 5 years. And we also have Division III sports for both men and women, including basketball, swimming, lacrosse, alpine, and Nordic skiing. With over 200 clubs, intramural sports, and tons of activity on campus, 88% of students actually stay on campus all 4 years, and about 20% of students involved in Greek life. So there's just a lot to do on campus. One of our most popular clubs are the SPEED programs that you see listed here, with 12 different projects students can participate in to design, build, and compete. You see the full list of projects here. It's just a great way for students to get firsthand experience with the engineering process, and we have a huge faculty on campus to support these programs. One of our other big clubs is actually the Outing Club. So being in Northern New York near the Adirondacks, a lot of interest and activity in outdoor programs like kayaking and skiing, hiking, etc. So definitely an opportunity to get engaged there as well. And yes, we have had students on campus in New York both last fall and this spring through the COVID pandemic, with the cooperation of students and campus staff to make sure we're testing, quarantining, and vaccinating to really minimize the impact on everyone. So I think that's been quite an accomplishment. Let me talk a little bit about admissions. Our acceptance rate is actually 66%, with average SAT score of 1240, ACT of 27, and an average GPA of 3.6. Now, please note, for fall 2022 admissions, standardized testing is still optional, given challenges with testing with COVID. But Clarkson also offers both need-based aid through FAFSA, as well as merit-based aid based on students' application information. And 95% of students actually receive financial aid. Lastly, I wanted to share that 97% of our students got a job or go to graduate school after graduation. The Career Center does a great job. The very last slide has my contact information, as well as links to at Clarkson admissions and information about remote tours, etc. Thank you so much for listening, and please let me know if you have any further questions.
Great, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're moving right along now to our third presenter with University of Alabama at Birmingham.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Matt Wilmer, and I am one of the regional admission counselors for the University of Alabama at Birmingham. I am stationed here in Atlanta, Georgia, so I'm on the opposite coast of you all, but I do work with students from the state of California and Colorado. So I'm excited to be here with you all this afternoon. Just some basic information about UAB. We are located in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. If you see this picture here, all of the buildings, the brick buildings on the forefront of the picture, that is UAB. We cover 100 blocks of downtown Birmingham. Primarily, that's because we are known for being the medical college of Alabama. We have 5 UAB branded hospitals that are located directly on our campus. If you take a look at this picture here, the building to the left with the white trim around it with the colored windows, that's our children's hospital. And you'll see some other hospitals mixed in with our academic buildings as well. The undergraduate portion covers about 16 blocks. So it's not as intimidating when you're there in person. We are considered a mid-sized university. We have 14,000 undergraduate students, and the average classroom size is around 32. So it is still a good size school to get to know your professors. With our majors, we have 120 different majors to offer. As I mentioned, we are primarily known for being the Medical College of Alabama. And one of our newest majors that we are the most excited about that we just got this year is cancer biology. We are the first undergraduate university in the United States to offer cancer biology. So we have our College of Arts and Sciences. That is our largest college on campus. We have everything from the majors that you see there with our Joint School of Medicine, all the way to theater and musical theater, our philosophy major, some of all these other different majors too. So we aren't just medical. We also have our Collat School of Business, our School of Education, our School of Engineering, Health Professions, Public Health, and Nursing. And our nursing program is in the top 15 programs within the country. For more information on all of those different programs, I encourage you to go to uab.edu/degrees. We do have an honors college at UAB. There's 2 different pathways for the students who are eligible with a 28 ACT or higher, or the equivalent SAT score, and a 3.5 GPA or higher. They are given an automatic offer to be a part of our honors college. And you can either accept or decline that offer. We also do encourage students who may not meet those minimum requirements that if they want to be a part of the honors college, they can apply. About 1/3 of our undergraduate student population is a part of the honors college. 2 different pathways you can choose is the personalized and specialized. Personalized is just as it sounds. You get to choose your own curriculum and your own pathway that you want to take. And the specialized are 3 different categories that you can interview to be a part of one of those categories. Now, applying to UAB, we of course have our application online. It is on our website as well as on the Common App. We do have a $40 application fee. We do ask for your official high school transcript, and if you are taking any dual enrollment transcripts as well. And then also your official ACT or SAT test score if you have one. This year we were test optional. Our board is meeting very soon to discuss if we will continue to be test optional in the future. We're all hoping that we will be, so I'll keep in touch with you all to give you that update. We do not require essays, and we do not require letters of recommendation with our application. The minimum requirements is a 2.75 GPA and a 20 ACT or a 1020 SAT. However, the average scores for this past year was a 26 ACT and a 3.6 GPA. These are our merit-based scholarships that we offer our out-of-state students. If you take a look at this grid here, and if you can place yourself academically with your test score and with your GPA, that is the level merit-based scholarship that you will receive automatically. There's no separate application that are needed for these scholarships. Test optional students can receive the same scholarships as well. Visiting campus, we encourage you to come visit our campus. We are offering in-person tours that are socially distanced, and you must wear a mask the whole time. Or you can do virtual visits online as well. So just visit uab.edu/visit for that information. We also do virtual information sessions for academic sessions as well. If you want to know more about UAB and request more information and be a part of our mailing list, this is a QR code that you can use with your smartphone. If you want to pull that up and enter up any information so that we can keep in touch with you. And then this is also my contact information. So this is my email address and my work cell phone number. So in my Calendly, if you want to schedule a one-on-one meeting with me, either virtually or a phone call, these are different ways that you can get in touch with me. So thank you all so much, and I look forward to keeping in touch with you.
Beautiful, thank you so much. We are halfway through and now right on along to University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Right on. Let me see. Hopefully that looks good. Hello, my name is James Gilby. I'm with the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, we are all about that power of the eye. We're big innovators. We've been innovators for 150 years. Some special things about being innovators. We are a land grant university. That means we have a vet school, a law school, and a vet school. So we're one of those schools that have all three. We're big on innovation in the sense that we did create our own saliva-based test this year for the SHIELD program. We had our students tested twice a week. So some big things on innovation as well. LEDs, MRIs, they all came from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Where we're located, we're about 2.5 hours south of Chicago, depending on how fast you drive. Champaign-Urbana is a college town in every sense of the word. We're right around 270,000 people. We are in a triangle of Chicago, St. Louis, and Indianapolis. Those are the three of the largest cities, being Chicago being the third largest. So we aren't very far from definitely areas, large areas, but we are micro-urban. Both Champaign and Urbana are downtown areas. Urban areas. So there's tons of stuff to do on campus and off campus. You can see our residency enrollment, just right around 30% of our students are from out of state. Our largest student population is from the state of California. We bring in around 340 to 350 students each year, which is quite large for, at least our university. Also, you can see our campus profile. We are a pretty big school, right around 34,000, but we are, in every sense of the word, very diverse. We bring in students from every state, and also we have a lot of countries represented and students from all walks of life. So when you walk on campus, you'll feel that diversity definitely when you're on campus. These are academic communities. We definitely have different admission rates for certain colleges. Granger College Engineering is ranked 6th in the nation. There's some really competitive programs in there. Computer science, mechanical engineering, electrical, nuclear, plasma, and radiology. But when I say competitive, means that we are looking at students that are really big in the STEMs, especially in math and sciences. Business, we're also well known for at the Geese College of Business. Some great programs in there: accounting, entrepreneurship, supply chain. And then another college I want to reach out to is ACES. Since our vet school is on our campus, we're really known for animal sciences. Our environmental science programs are great, but the College ACE is pretty cool. But College of Liberal Arts, like a lot of schools, is our largest and probably most diverse. But all of our colleges have different admission rates. And I would say if you are applying to at least UIUC, the earlier, the better. We have early action and regular decision. I'll probably jump on that in a second. We do have a UIC major list. For 150 majors, I'd recommend taking a look, which would be your best fit. When you're applying to UIC, you're actually applying directly to your major, besides the Department of General Studies and Business, which is unassigned for your freshman year. So there's different information on that website if you do Google UIUC majors. Student involvement, we're big on student involvement at UIUC, but we're also about that JOB, that job. We have Research Park with 130 companies on our campus. I said on our campus. Some great companies that came from our alumni, YouTube, Yelp, and PayPal, besides Elon Musk. They're also on campus. Research Park was founded in 1992. We just started with 20 companies, and now we're right on 130 companies. So great opportunities for students to build that resume and definitely get a job while they're at school. We have one of the largest study abroad programs within the Big Ten. Like I just said, Big Ten sports. Unfortunately, our basketball team jumped out of the NCAA tournament relatively quick, but we're all about the Big Ten sports. A lot of stuff going on, leadership opportunities, intramural sports, club sports, you name it. and concert festivities in Champaign-Urbana and Campus Town, which is where we're located. But we want our students to get active while they're at UIUC. Again, this is some numbers that we kind of talked about. We are a research university, about $500 million each year just on research alone. Also study abroad, I mentioned how big we are with study abroad. I'm an alum of study abroad. I went to Korea University, one of the best things I did. So I highly recommend it. Wherever you go, study abroad is really important. Alumni success, we track our students 3 years after they graduate. This gives you numbers about what actually they're making, which is, I think, great to see with the university. Definitely check out UIUC Alumni Success. If you just Google Alumni Success, you'll see 3-year trends on what students are making after they graduate. We're at 92% retention rate, which is one of the highest in the country. So pretty important. So how to apply? We're going to be on Coalition this year, so we're going to add that to a how to apply list. My Alumni and Coalition, so we have all 3 of our own. Requirements, we need an on application fee or fee waiver. Review, we're really looking at that rigor depending on what majors you're applying to. If you're applying to more of the STEM, we're looking at math and sciences. If you're more on the media journalism, we're probably looking at the writing skills. We are test optional in every sense of the word. So, and we're going to be continuing doing that for 3 more years. So that's pretty important. Extracurriculars, we want our students busy within high school. So if you have activities, please mention them. essay becomes pretty important. It is major specific. Some of our competitive programs like computer science, electrical engineering, and mechanical, it comes down to sometimes your essay. So definitely spend some time on that essay if you're writing it. These are our dates, going to be very similar to next year for 2022. Mid-February is our release date. And I'm going to throw it back to Jay. Thanks so much, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, James. Appreciate that.
And let me stop screen. Sorry about that, Jay. Okay.
No, you're totally good. Thank you. We're going to bring up Lawrence University.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Brianna Barkin. I'm an Associate Director of Admission at Lawrence University in Appleton, Wisconsin. And I am regionally based here in Los Angeles, California. We are a small private liberal arts college in Northwest Wisconsin. We are about 2.5 hours from Milwaukee, 3 hours from Chicago, but we do have an airport in Appleton. It's pretty easy to get there. I have flown from LAX, Burbank, and SFO. It's pretty easy. Just have a little layover and then you hop on into Appleton, and then the airport's only 10 minutes from campus. So that's really, really convenient for our California and West Coast students. We are part of the Colleges That Change Lives Consortium. We only have about 1,500 students on our campus, all undergraduate, but we are a university because we do have 2 separate degree granting institutions on our campus. We have both the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences and the Conservatory of Music. And you can earn both a degree in music and liberal arts in 5 years with our dual degree program, if that is something that interests you. 100% of our students do live on campus. Not this year, of course, but most years, hopefully moving forward next year, all of our students will be back living on campus. None of our residence halls are for first-year students only. So that's a really great opportunity just to get to know everybody, and it helps with our tight-knit community, certainly. We have a lot of opportunities for our students. We have a lot of research opportunities. If your professor is doing some research that interests you, you can certainly work with them. We also have study abroad. Big Ben is not on the screen for nothing. We do have our own campus in London, England. It is the easiest way for students to study abroad because it's on our calendar, our tuition, our professors, our students. So it's very, very seamless. We are on the trimester system, and you can go for 1, 2, or 3 trimesters. But don't worry if you really want to study abroad, but you don't want to go to England, you want to do something else, that's totally fine. Our students do go all over the world to study, and we have a great study abroad office that helps you kind of figure all of that out. We do have a 3rd campus in Bjork, London, which is a retreat center on Lake Michigan, about 90 minutes from campus. And our students usually go at least one weekend per academic year with a class or a club, a music ensemble, a sports team, just to really connect with each other and disconnect from the hustle and bustle of everyday life on campus. We do have Division III varsity athletics on campus, so that is available to students who are interested in that. We also have club and intramural sports. So any kind of athletics you're interested in, we have that available to you on campus. We do have a Conservatory of Music on campus, but you don't need to be a musician to appreciate music. On any given night, we do have 3 musical performances happening in the conservatory, so you might be going to cheer on your roommate or something like that, and that's really fun. Something a lot of our students are interested in is volunteering and community service. So a ton of our students are involved in that in the community. And if you have a volunteer opportunity in the community that's not walkable, but you don't have a car, we will provide you transportation to and from. Downtown Appleton is really awesome. We are a small city of 75,000 people, but we do have a greater metro area, about 250,000 people. That does include Green Bay. So there are a lot of Packer fans in the area. And right across the street from where I'm like sitting right now is downtown Appleton. There's a mile and a half of restaurants and shops and really anything you can imagine. We do have a performing arts center that gets a full Broadway season every year. 2 Octobers ago, our students could get Hamilton tickets for $25, and I was super jealous about that here in Los Angeles. But that's just, one of the big city amenities that we do have in our small city of Appleton. I do like to tell my California students that the only thing we don't have that you might miss is Trader Joe's, but that just means your parents can mail you your favorite snacks. We are a pretty diverse campus. We have about 22% domestic students of color on campus. About 10% of our students come from the state of California, which is really exciting. It is the 4th largest state we get students from. And out of 385 seniors in high school, freshmen in college, last year, they came from over 320 different high schools. So our students are really coming from all over. We also have 10% of our students coming from internationally. So it's a really, really diverse campus. Applying to Lawrence is pretty straightforward. We are on the Common App, and we also have our own application. We have several application deadlines: early decision, early action 1, early action 2, and regular decision. If you are applying to a music performance major, you cannot apply early action 2, just because that doesn't fit in with the review schedule with the music staff. So you can apply early decision, early action 1, or regular decision. No matter which deadline you choose to apply by, it doesn't really impact your admission or financial aid considerations. So just keep that in mind. You can really choose a deadline that is best for you. We do require a personal statement, a short answer questions, a transcript, a letter of recommendation from a counselor, and a letter of recommendation from a teacher. We have been test optional for almost 20 years. So this year I felt very grateful we didn't have to revamp our entire review system. So if you don't want to take the SAT or ACT, haven't gotten an opportunity, can't take it for whatever reason, no sweat for Lawrence. But if you do want to submit your test scores and you have had the opportunity to take it, that's awesome. And we will absolutely consider that when reviewing your application. So that is all the time I have for you guys, and I will pass it on over to the next school.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Here we do have one school left with Texas Christian University. Go ahead and take it away.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good night so far. My name is Ali Kavidra, and I am with Texas Christian University, and I work in the Office of Admission. I'm actually based in Los Angeles, so I'm a Californian just like y'all, and enjoy getting to go back to Texas in a normal year, but also enjoy getting to be in California as well. So TCU, there's kind of 3 experiences that we want you to have as a student. That first experience is going to be that Texas experience. I mean, if you're coming from California all the way to Texas, we want you to have a different experience. So that Texas experience is a lot of based off of where we're located in the state of Texas. We're located in the city of Fort Worth. If you're not familiar with Fort Worth, it's up in the northern part of the state, right next to Dallas. Dallas and Fort Worth make up what's called the Metroplex, and we're the 5th largest metropolitan area in the US. Although without Dallas, the city of Fort Worth is still the 13th largest city in the US. So we are a big city, and we're considered one of the fastest growing cities in the nation and one of the top cities for job growth right now. When it comes to that Texas experience too, the cool thing about Fort Worth is it's very laid back. We are kind of told that we're called Funky Town. That's our nickname. So it's kind of a funky vibe, an old Western vibe to it. And we do have rodeos and cattle, but we're not rural by any means. We still are a city. My favorite place to go to is a place called Billy Bob's. It is the world's largest honky tonk. So if you want to learn how to line dance, 2-step, have a great excuse to have cowboy boots, you can definitely do that at Billy Bob's. It's a lot of fun. But at TCU, we're going to be more of a medium-sized school. We have about 9,500 undergrads and a little over 1,000 graduate students. So we're a classic medium-sized school, average class size of 27 students and a 13-to-1 student to professor ratio. That second experience we want you to have is that college experience. And we hope that college experience for you has a lot to do with academics. So with over 100 majors at TCU, we find about a quarter of our students being in our Neely School of Business. So business is very popular, things like finance, accounting, and entrepreneurship, marketing, value and supply chain management, just to name a few of those. We also have a really robust communication school. So sports broadcasting, broadcast journalism, strategic communication, film, television, digital media are some of those. Pre-med, so anything on our pre-health track like neuroscience, biology, biochemistry, physics will be quite popular. We do have a medical school at TCU that opened a couple years ago, and over 80% of our students the last 5 years that have applied to medical school have been accepted to medical school. So we have definitely a very high acceptance rate there. We also have strong programs in our health sciences with a direct entry nursing program if you're looking at nursing. We also have like sports medicine, we call it movement science. And our master's in athletic training program is a great kind of pathway for students if they're looking at that. We also have fine arts if you're into theater or dance. And we were the first school in the nation to have a major in ballet, which is kind of cool. And our musical theater program is ranked in the top 20 in the nation. We do have a large percentage of our students coming from outside of Texas, 46% to be exact, and we have no rule on the number of students that are from Texas versus outside of Texas, so no need to worry about that. About 15% of our students are from California, so we do have a large percentage of Californians on our campus. When it comes to the last experience we want you to have, it's that TCU experience, and I think that is the most vibrant part of your kind of college experience at TCU. We are a Division I school in the Big 12 Conference. You can go to all athletic events for free. There is no charge, and we will never turn you away from a football game. So if you are someone who's into school spirit, you always wanted to be a part of that larger community, you can definitely do that at TCU. We have a ton of school spirit, lots of purple everywhere. And if you don't like the color purple, you can always do little accents of purple and then do a lot of white as well, since that's one of our colors. Greek life is a large part of what students like to be involved in. Over 50% of our students are in a fraternity or sorority on campus, and we do have a beautiful brand new Greek village with all brand new Greek houses that you can live in starting your sophomore year. All of our freshmen and sophomores live on campus their first 2 years, and the Princeton Review actually ranked us in the top 5 in the nation for nicest dorms. So I promise you, they are very nice. They're not going to be those typical dungeon dorm rooms that you might have seen touring colleges. If TCU is a college that sounds interesting to you, and you can apply your senior year, we're on the Common application, we're also on the Coalition app. We're on our own application, and we're on the Apply Texas app. So you only have to apply one time, but we have 4 different ways you can do it. We have an early action and early decision deadline of November 1, and our February 1 deadline is our last deadline. As long as you apply for admission, you will automatically be considered for all of our academic scholarships. And our academic scholarships start at $12,000 a year and go all the way up to a full tuition scholarship. So we do offer a lot of aid for you if you are interested in TCU. One fun fact for you, we have kind of a strange mascot. No other college can claim that their mascot is the horned frog. That is our mascot. And to kind of sign you off, I'm going to teach you our Go Frog sign. So make a peace sign, curl it, and make it fierce, and that means Go Frog. So I'm going to turn it over to Jay. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Allie. I'm actually now, once we get this screen here, I am going to share my screen and ask all of our presenters who are still here to bring their videos back up. So that way I can ask you all a question and you will answer in the same order in which y'all presented. But the question now is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Northern Arizona University, what would you say?
Sure, I'd say to have an open mind. When I was in high school, I was kind of guilty of following what my older sister did and didn't really consider the colleges that worked best for me. So put yourself first, think about what kind of experience you want, and visit a lot of colleges and ask a lot of hard questions.
Great, thank you. And Clarkson University.
Yeah, one of my advice actually is to think about the campus and the community that really appeals to not only maybe what you want to major in, but maybe some of your other interests. Students often end up changing their majors or adding a second minor. And I think it's really important to be able to stay in the same community, in the same campus, without having to move to another community to do that. So I just encourage students to look for a community and college curriculum that really addresses not only their needs, but also their interests and other things they'd like to do.
Great. University of Illinois?
Yeah, so my personal opinion would be everyone listening on here has talent. You know, what you've been doing your whole life has pretty much been preparing what you kind of want to do in college. I would play to your strengths. Look, I don't like math. I finished math within my first semester in college and never looked back. Certain majors, you're going to have to kind of like math or do math. So my personal opinion is play your strengths. What we just said, you can in most majors be undeclared and so forth and figure out kind of what you want to do. But if you can draw a picture, take a picture, if you can act or theater, sing, that's talent. So everyone who's listening on here has talent. Took me a while to develop my talent. I'm still not really sure what my talent, my wife says, is, but I can talk. So play with your talent, and I'm going to pass it on to the next speaker.
Great. Lawrence University, what do you have to say here?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I would say also keep an open mind, but in a different way. So, you know, there are over 4,000 colleges just in the United States, not including schools that are abroad. And there might be some schools, including my own on this panel, that you may have never heard of before. That doesn't mean that we're not awesome and you shouldn't take a look at us. So definitely keep an open mind, stick true to what you want, what you're looking for, and don't be afraid to check out a school you may have never heard of before.
Yeah, awesome. Let's close it out here with Texas Christian.
Wow, so much good advice. I wish I had this when I was applying to college. But I guess my biggest piece of advice, I'm going to take it more the financial route. And maybe you're a sophomore or junior in high school. I would say now is probably a good time to start having those conversations with your family about cost. And you're not necessarily going to know how much a college is going to cost now because you don't know what scholarships you're going to get or financial aid. But start talking about what are the expectations your parents have for you in terms of paying for college. Are they going to help you? Or is that something that is expected of you? Start learning about what are loans, maybe what are some advantages, disadvantages of loans, what type of scholarships do schools offer, and do those vary based off of coming from California or not? So just look at those cost factors, but don't rule out a school yet because of the cost. But just have those conversations so that you know that when you get to April of your senior year, you are really fully prepared. And knowing that you've already had these great conversations with your parents that have been super transparent about just the cost of college and for 4 years.
Yeah, great. Well, that's some great advice from all of our presenters here, but I am going to close this out now. I did want to just say thank you all so much for those of you who are here live, those who are watching the recording, and thank you to our presenters for giving us all this great information. Super grateful for that. For those of you who are here live, when you do close out of here, there will be a short 4-question survey that we at StriveScan would love your feedback on. Also, this is just one of many sessions. So if you feel like you want to learn more about other great schools that are in this area and that are in this organization, please sign up at our website at strivescan.com. And to find the recording in about 1 week, if you need to get any additional information, go ahead to strivescan.com/RACC. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and you all have a wonderful night. Bye now.